Repop with me while I tell you a horrible, but super interesting story thanks to Morbid. I love the podcast Morbid. They covered a case that no idea that it existed, and my mind is blown. It's the case of this woman called Lizzie Hazard, or Linda Hazard. It was in the early 1900s. She was a self-proclaimed doctor.
Okay.
Now, back then, the laws to be able to call yourself a doctor or become a legitimate doctor were, let's say, very lax. She never went to a legitimate medical school, and she got away with calling herself a doctor in Washington State back in that time, saying that she practiced alternative medicine and osteopath, but definitely not the osteopaths that we're talking about in today's world. She said that she specialized in fasting cures. It was really starving people. She claimed that by these green fasting methods, she would be curing these clients, patients, what have you, of chronic illnesses, pain, almost anything. She would market herself for that. I'll give it to her. It sounded like she was really, really, really good self-marketing person, right? So she convinced a whole bunch of people, and she pretty much opened up this center, or better said, an institution where she thought that she could do all of these things. And all sorts of people went. Many people, unfortunately. How? By literally starving. That's what she would do. She would starve these people until they passed. Shareable. She kept doing that for years upon years until she, guess there's no other way of saying it, she ended up messing with the wrong sisters. So these two sisters, they went in there. I think their last names were Williams or Williamson. I'll put it here afterwards. They went in there. They came from a very wealthy family. But they went in with the guise of like all the things that she would proclaim that she could cure. And they're like, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's do it. Let's give it a shot. Let's go to this place. It sounds phenomenal. You know, we're going to come out of there healthier and happier and all the things. So they went. And one of them, Claire, ended up passing from starvation. Her sister lived for long enough that thankfully her uncle found out and had the means to get her out. And when I say the means of getting her out, is just like there were other people that were kind of in the situation of where the loved ones would call and try to find out what's going on or try to get them out. But Lizzie Hazard, self-proclaimed doctor here, would have them eventually sign away their rights, everything, like just give her power of attorney over everything, even pass on and sign off their estates. Pretty intense stuff. So she was able to do that, and then the family members wouldn't be able to do anything because they were there as adults and they signed off everything over to this woman. So family members couldn't, except this guy. This uncle, he had the means. It's cute. It's a cute idea. I love it. It's going to be in the background of the podcast. You might know this. Anyway, this uncle was able to go up the ranks, go to the attorney general, go to these people and all that, and be like, look, this is what's going on. And it's not right. There's something real sketch happening. One of them already passed. The other one is there, and we're really, really worried about her life. With good meaning. Because by the time that they found her, she was 50 pounds. 50 pounds. The photos are online. Go ahead and look for it. It's wow. This poor woman. And she was just brainwashed by this Hazard lady. So they got her out, and you would think, they took her to court and all these things. I don't know how. Nobody really knows how. But Lizzie Hazard would get away with everything. She would practically get slaps in the wrist. She eventually, long story short, please go to these 2-part episodes on Morbid. This is the most Barney-style synopsis of wonderful research done on 2 full episodes of theirs, okay? But long story short, on convicting this woman and getting her for everything that she did, for all the that she did, she'd pretty much get a slap on the wrist for the atrocities that she did. She pretty much starved people to their end. I don't know what she was doing. I don't know who she knew or what. Nobody really does. But anyway, she came back and forth, moved places, whatever, after that. And then eventually went back several years later, back to Washington State, and reopened another one of these institutions, what have you, and kept doing the same thing.
What? Isn't that insane?
She got caught, went to prison for a little bit, got away with it by like, I don't even know how. And then she had to like go away for a little bit and then come back and redo the whole thing all over again. And she did it. And she did it. And she did it for plenty, like a good amount of time she did it. Until eventually, under mysterious circumstances, her new center burned. It burned. Burned to a crisp. And at least that's the last thing that they heard of her, or at least that I remember from the podcast episodes that they heard from her. But she kept doing her thing well after. Oh, that was the other thing. They totally expunged her record. They expunged her record. That's how she went back and was able to do it. What? Telling you, there's some people in this world that just like literally get away with. She's new, and I love her. I love her. I love her so much. Like, can we appreciate her variegation here? Like, what? Work of art. Work of art here. So yeah, I needed to talk to someone about this because I just cannot believe how there are literally people that had gotten away with it, with that all the time. And I know, it shouldn't come to shock. There are so many atrocities that occurred way back when, because of course there weren't any laws, there weren't any like anything for people like this to be. It was a fascinating story, and I think you guys should hear it. Yeah.